Audacious! How's it going, bub? So today I am playing some Rust on a UK Wasteland modded Rust server, and what you're about to see here is one of the largest raids I've ever seen. The raid is against a very large compound that was created by an alliance of clans. The two biggest clans in that alliance is Sparta and GOW. The attackers here tonight is also a group of clans that have banded together to take on this compound. The two biggest clans in this group is Aquis and TFL. And as you can see, within this compound are many different bases that vary in size and shape and have their own tactical advantages. This could be quite confusing for the raiders. However, I want to be clear that this is a modded server. It's a little bit different from vanilla. There is a higher chance of finding smoke rockets and airdrops, there is a teleport command, and there's a higher gather rate, so building this base was a little bit easier, as well as the explosives used against it. And I don't know where the raid has begun. The TFL clan has moved in on the compound and stationed themselves on top of a hill. They have built themselves some high external walls that they are using as cover. And while TFL is raiding the compound, a Spartan or GOW member has flanked them and is now killing them from behind. While that battle was going on, I could hear gunfire off in the distance, so I flew on over to scope it out, and there is another squad of TFL or a whole entire another clan attacking this compound from a different angle. This is very strategic. Since the compound is now being attacked from multiple sides, the defenders can no longer focus their strength on one location. I believe that the first goal of these clans, of these squadrons, is to destroy all the bases outside of the compound, so that the defenders inside can't possibly spawn in them and flank them from behind, so this allows the raiders to have more control over this area. The second clan or squad is now moving up closer to the compound by leapfrogging from high external wall to high external wall while placing them. We are at the top of the highest tower within the compound, and as you can see, a GOW member and Spartans are trying to defend this base by using rocket launchers and bolt actions. The first clan that we saw that initiated this raid is still being flanked by the defenders. And here we scope out some GOW members defending the compound wall with bolt actions. These men have to hold down the line and protect their territory. Wait, what's this? Rockets and gunfire can be seen from the other side of the compound. Another clan or another squad has joined the raid, is now attacking the compound from the opposite side. This can be very difficult for the defenders because now they have to worry about a three-sided attack on top of their base. The attack from the third clan is still raging on the south side of this compound. They've done a lot of damage to it and are still continuing to fire upon it. As we look down on the compound from the sky, we can tell that most of it is still intact. This is a very large compound, so it would take a lot of explosive to bring it down, but most of the bases are almost untouched. And as you can see, the largest tower has been smoked out. They use smoke rockets to tactically remove that vantage point from the defenders. War is still raging on as the sun is setting and the night is edging in. Will this put a pause to the raid, or will it only fuel its rage? The night is now here and is shading the battlefield with its darkness. The only source of light is the lanterns inside the compound, each other's gunfire, and rockets streaming through the sky. Sneaking around in the middle of the night, I caught the man known as John Booth. He is the leader of that third clan that attacked the compound from the south side. Johnny here is within the compound and is scaling one of the buildings. What are you looking for, Booth? What is it that you want? Oh, I should have known. John Booth has sought out his true enemy, the campfire, and is now slaying it with his rock. John Booth! Oh, John Booth is under attack. He must kill the intruder and get back to his work on the campfire. Turns out the intruder was only another friend. Now let's get back to the important task at hand. Here you can find Spartan and GOW members. They are trying to reclaim their wall and get the raiders out of their compound. And as we view the compound from the sky again, we notice that most of the bases are still yet intact. Some of them are damaged, one of them is smoked out, but most of them are alright. It seems like the first two initial clans have pretty much vanished, or they combined and morphed in with the third group that came in last and is now trying to enter the compound from the south end. Here we see Melf at the top of the tower trying to snipe out some of the remnants of the first two clans that came in to raid the space. We can see one man way down there by that quarry or that pump jack trying to run away from the fight, but he isn't so lucky. That poor man was completely outnumbered because he was probably the sole survivor of his squad. And here we find a Spartan member so graciously running towards what he assumes is GOW members. But as he gets closer, he realizes they are Aquis disguised in GOW uniform. And the poor Spartan went down, but so didn't the Aquis member. So it's a win-win. The tower is still smoked out, but this scenic view right here is purely beautiful. With the mountain in the background, you truly don't have a care in the world, except for this big ass building blocking your view. There it is again. There's that beautiful scenic view. Who cares that there's rockets flying through the sky, trying to explode your base and kill you all? It really doesn't matter. Still, the battle continues on the south end, hammering these two towers side by side, trying to break them down and completely level them. The main tower still stands, but it's still smoked out in a large portion of it. It still can be utilized, but not so easily. One thing that I really like about this tower is the fact that it's not walled in, that it's mainly just pillars. The reason why that's actually pretty damn smart is because it's harder for rockets to hit it. They have to hit those little tiny skinny pillars instead of a whole flat wall. But one side effect to it is that while you're trying to climb up it, you're completely exposed. So, while you're up there, just try to bunker down and don't die, because going back up there again could be quite the challenge. And as you can see, fire has spread to the south end wall. The raiders are using absolutely everything that they have to just do as much damage as they can to this compound. But what's this? The TFL clan has come back to the north end. They have re-geared and regrouped and have entered the compound and is now killing any defender in sight. Could this be the push that the raiders need to win this war? Sadly, no. Most of the TFL members are now dead, and the remaining 2 probably will soon join them. More TFL or Aquis members can be found within the compound still fighting the defenders. How they manage to keep coming back in and flooding in like ants, I have no idea, but they are very resilient. They just do not quit. This raid is coming to a close. Aquis, TFL, and other attackers are all pretty much dead now. The defenders held down their territory, held down their home, and have run the attackers out of it. More defenders can be found outside of their compound, picking up the remaining raiders and looting all the gear that they left for them. And that's the end of the raid. That was quite the huge raid. It was very cool to see 3 different clans or 3 different squads attack this massive compound from 3 different sides. Many lives were lost and hundreds of rockets were fired today. But no matter how many they fired, they just could not make their way towards the core of the compound and do a lot of damage to those inner buildings. But a lot of the outside buildings have received quite the hit. The compound here today still lives on. That was a very fun and intense raid to watch. I absolutely loved it. It was without a doubt the biggest raid I've ever seen in Rust. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Remember to have a fantastic day. I know I will. And I'll see you guys all later.